right, it's Saturday, August 31st. Boy, we've got a lot to talk about on this trip. It's about 5 minutes till 5 a.m. So we've got another almost an hour and a half until sunrise. Heading solo buddy boating with Ohana. The plan is 2 harbors, or the destination's 2 harbors today. The Admiral will be taking the Catalina Express from San Pedro to 2 harbors. All right, it's 6 o'clock. It's starting to lighten up a little bit. Waited until it got a little bit more light to start making coffee. So the coffee's on, which is good because I need it. I didn't get much sleep last night. Saturday. So we hooked left about an hour ago, maybe just a little bit after 7. Kind of took a similar approach last time we went to Emerald Bay, which basically kind of hugged the coast up towards Newport, and then stay parallel to the coast, and then after getting close to Newport, then head to port and do a more direct path to 2 harbors. So the theory is if we do that in the morning when there's not much wind, then as we cross the Santa Catalina Channel and start getting in close to 2 harbors towards the afternoon, that will be at a more favorable wind direction to do a little bit of sailing. So when the wind comes up around 1 or 2 is probably about when we're going to get in. So I guess I have a little bit of explaining to do. If you've been following my YouTube channel, I put a for sale video on listing Keeldragger. I didn't list it with a broker. I just create a little video, and I think it's maybe on sailboatlistings.com. Got some good interest and response as soon as I posted the video. The reason I put the boat up for sale was I was looking to buy a little bit larger boat. It's actually a Formosa 46, quite a big jump. So why would I want to jump to a bigger boat? You know, as I've been looking at the Dana 24, it's been the perfect boat for me and how I use the boat over the last couple of years. Do a lot of single handing, wanted a pocket cruiser that was easy to manage by myself, big enough for myself and my wife to do weekends, and you know, maybe occasionally a little bit longer on the boat. But it's got some space constraints for extended cruising. I'm thinking, well, in a couple of years or so, you know, I want to go cruise the Sea of Cortez and, you know, maybe cross the Pacific. And, you know, I'm thinking like, well, it's kind of hard to put a dinghy on the boat. There's not a lot of room, so I can deflate the dinghy and put it on the foredeck. There's barely enough room on the foredeck to store the dinghy and get it inflated. If you're anchoring out, you're trying to crawl over your deflated dinghy to deal with the anchor chain and road. There just isn't much space to work up there. And I don't have a windlass, so when I'm trying to anchor in a little bit deeper waters, I'm running a bunch of chain out, I have to, you know, I've got to pull all that up by hand. Not a super big deal. The chain locker, I've got 230 feet of chain and another 120 feet of road. And if I use all that chain, I have to, you know, go back below to rearrange the chain in the anchor locker, just because there isn't that much room there. You know, in an ideal world, I'd have more room to store a dinghy. I'd have a windlass. Even a mechanical windlass would be super nice. There's not a lot of room. It can be done. And you know, I'd really also like to have refrigeration instead of an ice box for, you know, going on longer cruises, say longer than 3 days. Debbie packed provisions. I haven't really had breakfast yet. Wasn't sure if she packed sandwich stuff. I didn't really want to cook sausage and eggs, but thought I'd try the oven out. So I do have cheese and toast, or bread, so I'm making cheese toast in the oven. So it's working right now. We'll see how it comes out. All right, not exactly gourmet, but the cheese toast came out okay. All right. Thought I saw a few visitors over here. 8:48 Saturday morning. Dolphins out there. We had a few in closer. Time I grabbed the camera, it was a little late. 10:44. About 7.5 miles from Two Harbors. The radio's been really. Case in point, radio's been really busy with people looking for moorings at Two Harbors, at the Isthmus, 4th of July Cove, Cherry Cove, Emerald Bay. It's a pretty busy weekend, so I think the big question is going to be whether we're going to get a mooring or whether we'll get iced out and we'll have to anchor. I'm trying to time this so I get there a little bit before the Catalina Express, since Debbie's taking the ferry, and monitor the situation. If I can pick up a mooring, get the dinghy inflated, then I'll go pick her up. If we can't get a mooring, then I probably will have to circle around and pick her up at the main dock there, and then just motor out, try and find a place to anchor. I think the question is going to be whether or not we're going to be able to find anything in less than, say, 60 feet of water. Been listening to the radio. It sounds like we're going to be screwed on getting a mooring anywhere around the Isthmus. Closing in on it, you can see Bird Rock and Ship Rock. The radio's really hopping, but they're not even taking people on the wait list for the Isthmus. So we're gonna see what the availability looks like on the other side of the island. We're gonna try and see if we can figure that out before we go to the other side of the island. See if we get a mooring in Cat Harbor. No moorings, no wait list. Wait list is full. They're not taking any more, so there's no way we're gonna get moorings here tonight. There's a few moorings on the backside at Cat Harbor allegedly, but we can't reserve them or anything like that. Get any specifics till we're on the other side and we're entering the harbor. So I don't know if we're going to be able to secure anything on the other side of the island or not. All right, this is officially the poorest planned shit show arrival to Two Harbors I've ever done, but luckily Debbie's getting rescued from the boat dock and getting delivered by some good Samaritans. Probably could have pulled up to the gas dock, but probably on the side. Yeah, I figured the side right here is better. I gotta keep a little forward momentum here. We're good. On the side? Yeah. All right, you got it, Debbie. Fantastic. Right. Thanks, guys.
Service, huh? You know, our parents used to own a Flicka.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Love it.
That's why we watch it.
I don't know where we're staying, but we owe you a beer. We'll make it work. Thanks, guys. All right, there goes the Cat Express. We're anchored in about 95 feet of water. We've got all the road out about 350 feet. So I don't think we're set super well. We're just gonna have to keep an eye on it. I'll set some anchor alarms in the GPS and stuff like that, and then we'll just see how it goes. Maybe at least we can get an hour or two of sleep before we have to screw around with the anchor. It looks like we've got fishermen's just off to port here. This dark hull here, which drifted quite a bit, and then here's the reef. So hopefully we don't wind up on that later tonight. And then we're ahead of that green can over there, just a little bit, so we can kind of keep an eye on it where we're at now and see how this works out. Hopefully we don't drag. We're anchored. Finally got a little bit of a nap since I got almost zero sleep last night, which is good. I needed it. Unfortunately, Ohana had anchoring issues. They're just she doesn't carry as much chain and rode, and had issues anchoring in these depths here. So I think she had issues with trying to anchor up towards little fishermen's up there. It's super crowded up in the anchorage, and the only spots to anchor are pretty deep. So I wound up in about 95 feet of water, which is beyond my comfort level. It's big catamarans and things like that. They're trying to scope out where they want to anchor. There's another boat coming in. I've got one behind me. Big catamaran, and then this boat over here's already kind of sailed over this way, so I have a busy spot here. Probably stay overnight, but I don't know if we're gonna stay 2 days here because I don't have the dinghy engine, so we really can't get into two harbors or anything like that. I might go snorkel that reef tomorrow though. I'd kind of like to do that, so maybe we'll do that. I've had a myriad of boats trying to unsuccessfully anchor right on top of me. Here's the latest crew. These guys, what the hell they're doing, but they're a little too close for comfort. 6 a.m. Sunday morning. It was pretty rocky and rolly last night. Really rocky and rolly. The wind, I don't think, died down until after midnight. It's pretty chill right now. I was pretty happy to see that the anchor held solid all night in these depths. Considering the shit show yesterday and seeing other boats dragging, trying to set anchor right around us, not having success. I was worried somebody was going to anchor on top of this and drift into us. But it turned out to be okay after all. I don't think I got great sleep, but every time I checked the anchor, the boat was not moving, so I really didn't freak out too much over whether the anchor was holding. 7:55 a.m. Sunday morning. Look at how calm it is out here after yesterday. Alright, it's 10 after 10 Sunday morning. So we tried to get in at Emerald Bay, and there's a wait list at the Isthmus Emerald Bay. Said they might have something come up, and I hailed them, and they said they thought they might have a mooring or two pop open. Turns out they didn't, so I think the chances of us getting a mooring were pretty slim. Decided we didn't want to rock and roll all night like we did last night, so we're heading back. So we're just hugging the coast of Catalina here. Plan is we're going to circle around Isthmus Cove and check to see if they have any moorings available, and then we'll probably swing to Avalon and do the same. I think the odds are going to be about 95% chance that we're not going to get a mooring, but it gives us an opportunity to kind of motor close to the shore since there isn't much wind, and stay out of the waves and the swells. All right, just about 11:30. Contacted White Cove. They said Hen Rock's got a couple of moorings that we can jump on, so we're heading over to Alpha 12 over there. 10 till 3 Sunday here at Hen Rock. Just doing a little swim, a little snorkel. Water's like a perfect swimming temperature. It's great. And she's in. Alright, so there's a turtle sighting evidently right in this area. All right, there's the second thing cooked in the oven. Chocolate chip cookies. There's 2 missing mysteriously, not sure where they went, but those came out perfectly. Debbie cooked those. That oven was worth it. 5:30 Sunday evening. We've got about another hour, I think, until sunset. Hopefully less than that for the music to quiet down a little bit. Got steaks and roasted ears up on the grill. So Debbie's got a good dinner. Just had some pretty amazing chocolate chip cookies, which were cooked in the oven. So the second thing officially cooked in the oven after my cheese toast. I have to say the cookies came out perfect. 9 p.m. here at Hen Rock. Pretty quiet compared to how it was earlier. Alright, 6:23 Monday morning. Had a pretty nice night actually, sleeping. It's pretty chill. Looks relatively calm here. And awfully quiet compared to how it was yesterday. So we're gonna let Debbie's gonna motor us out. I'll go ahead and head up on the foredeck and throw the mooring off. She'll get the stern line and we'll get out of here. There's Debbie looking good behind the wheel / tiller. Just love that low layer of clouds, fog hanging over the island. It's beautiful. Looks like we might have a little bit of sun actually today poking through. It was overcast yesterday. 7 o'clock update. Still no wind, so we're still motoring. We're about 3 miles offshore now. You can see Avalon in the distance with the cruise ship. And we were back here at White Cove. Making pretty good speed. We're doing about 5 knots, 4.9. Expect we'll get back to Dana Point about 1:30, 2 o'clock at current speed. Okay, a little bit to starboard. Hold your course, hold your course. Port. Port. Straight. Straight.
That is a shark. Told you.
That is a shark. Good.
Told you so.
I thought that'd be a mola mola. Good eye. Another little shark. Was that a shark or a fish? Shark? 8:20 update. We're about a mile from the shipping lanes and we are surrounded by fog. This is quarter mile or less. I'm gonna say less than a quarter mile. We've got pretty decent fog here. On AIS, the shipping lanes look pretty clear. There's one ship headed northbound that's not going to be a problem. The CPA on that 2.5 miles, but there's a lot of boats that are going to be heading back from Catalina this weekend. This is a busy boating weekend. We've seen quite a few. A few running AIS, a few not. So we'll just keep our eyes open and watch radar as well. 20 till 9. We're just starting to enter the shipping lane, so there really isn't much to see here. See a lot of boats heading home from Catalina. Only thing I really see inbound, there's a couple inbound, but this is the Catalina Express. And let's see what this guy is. Freelance. So Catalina Express is going to pick up people off the island. Most of these other boats are all leaving, and then this guy is a pretty large ship in the northbound shipping lane. The Globus Cougar, 651 feet of length, 103 feet of beam, and 33.1 feet of draft. Only gonna get just a little shy of 3 miles within them, and the closest point of arrival here is going to be in about 12 minutes. So we're not going to be anywhere near this ship, and because of the fog conditions, I don't think we'll see him either. I don't think we'll get a visual on him. So still running radar. Not much is popping up. It's pretty uneventful across the shipping lanes, it looks like. 10 till 10. We're about 18 miles from Dana Point, cruising along. Quite a bit of visibility now. Looks like most of the fog's lifted. You see a nice sized ship coming through the shipping lanes. We're well out of the shipping lanes now, so he's quite a bit behind us. Main's up, so we're motor sailing, kind of a light breeze, not enough just to sail and make it there, but we're making pretty good time at about 5.1 knots. 11:24 p.m., 11:24 a.m. update. We are less than 10 miles out from Dana Point. I'm not sure what's going on with this guy up here, but he is kicking up an awful lot of smoke. So off the coast, off of Santa Cruz Island last night. Word is that a dive boat caught on fire, 30 plus people missing. A lot of the crew made it off the boat. I think they're conducting search and rescue operations right now. We heard a Coast Guard helicopter on the VHF, some discussion around them doing a search grid pattern, so doesn't sound good. Be interesting to see get the details and see what's going on there. Don't have a connection right now on the cell phones to check the interwebs and see what's going on there, but I'm hoping for the best in that situation. It sounds pretty darn gnarly. All right, it's 1:45. We're about 2.6 miles out from Dana Point. I think we'll be signing off here. Not really too much hopefully going to happen between now and tying up. Let's see something interesting. I'll start rolling the film again, but otherwise, adios bitches. I'll see you on the next episode.